Q2 is here. And this year is going by faster than ever. The competitive dynamics in SaaS are changing faster than ever because of AI. If you've got some revenues, but now you're looking to get to that predictable revenues, the scalable set of revenues, then you need to figure out your go-to-market strategy. The work you do right now at this moment will set the tone not only for Q2, but for the rest of this year. So on this episode, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles that you absolutely need to know on how to revamp your go-to-market strategy for Q2 so that you can accelerate your pipeline and hit your revenue targets and accelerate your path to that next stage of growth. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business faster. So if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Now, if you're already part of this community, if you're part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching programs, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. Now, I remember there was baby TK when he first started his SaaS company. He didn't think much about quarters. But fast forward, as we hit product market fit, as we raised our seed round, as we raised our Series A backed by Jackson Square Ventures, as we raised our Series B backed by Andreessen Horowitz, through all those stages, after I got the initial revenues and really started to scale, the best go-to-market leaders out there taught me to think in terms of quarters. What that allowed me to do was set up the right cadence for my business so we'd be able to hit our revenue numbers and we'd be able to drive growth. Now, I learned all these principles the hard way. So in this episode, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles that you need to know to accelerate Q2 and also set the right tone for the rest of the year so you hit your revenue targets. And if you watch till the end, I'm gonna put in a bonus principle for you that will teach you how to accelerate revenues even more with the customer base that you have. So if you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and let's dig right into it. So principle number 1 for your go-to-market strategy, especially as you're going into Q2, is to think about your pipeline coverage and make sure you have 5x pipeline coverage. The math here is very simple. Whether you're product-led or sales-led, for every person that discovers your business, that discovers your product, you're gonna close maybe 20% of those deals. And if you're product-led, maybe like 10% of the trials that get started. So the rule of thumb that every single go-to-market leader, by the time you graduate and actually hire a professional VP of sales, until then, you're the go-to-market leader, the best go-to-market leaders out there aim for 5x pipeline coverage, which means that let's just say you wanna generate $1 million of revenues, it means that you should aim to figure out how to generate $5 million of pipeline. That's basically how the math works out. If you aim to generate $5 million of pipeline, then out of the leads that turn into opportunities or trials, and out of those that convert to revenue, you'll basically hit your revenue number. That's what's called pipeline coverage. And a lot of times founders don't realize exactly the amount of pipeline coverage they need, the amount of marketing motions or sales motions they need to have to generate the right amount of attention so that they stand a chance at hitting your revenue numbers. This is a common pitfall, and this is something that I fell into the trap of as well. So as you look back on Q1, if you hit your target, then chances are you had enough pipeline coverage. And as you look through the end of the year, what you should look at is how do we get to that level of pipeline coverage to hit Q2 targets, Q3 targets, and Q4 targets. So that's principle number 1. Figure out your pipeline coverage and make sure you have the right go-to-market machine so that you can generate 5x your revenue target in terms of pipeline coverage. Principle number 2, and this is something that's often forgotten or ignored, is to establish a proper nurture process that turns leads into opportunities. Just because you get a lead doesn't mean they're going to book a sales call with your sales team. Just because someone starts a trial, most of the time, they're gonna kind of click around and they're just gonna leave. The way you turn leads and trials into real opportunities, real sales opportunities, which gets you that pipeline coverage, the 5x pipeline coverage, is you need to establish a proper nurture process. Now, nurture process could be a set of emails, it could be retargeting, it could be a cold call to the lead that came in, it could be any number of things. It could be doing webinars. When I work with SaaS founders inside of my go-to-market program, depending on the ideal customer profile they're targeting and depending on the nature of the customer journey and what they're selling and their deal sizes, we craft a custom nurture process. And what you want to aim for is about a 20% lead to opportunity conversion. That means that out of the leads that come in, 20% of them are activating in your trial or actually booking a sales call in your sales process. That's the benchmark for a proper nurture process. And a lot of times people forget about it. They obsess about leads and they obsess about closing deals, and they forget the middle part that turns the leads to proper opportunities and gets you that pipeline coverage. Now, before I go to principle number 3, let me pause here for a second. Are you starting to see the power in this? The key to really making sure that you crush Q2 and you accelerate Q2 and also set the tone for the rest of the year is you actually make sure you have the right goals, not on revenue, but the amount of leads and attention that you need to get to be able to close and win that level of revenue. And that starts with the 5x pipeline coverage and then nurturing those leads to figure out how they turn into proper sales opportunities. A lot of times it may take 3 months for a lead to truly turn into an opportunity. It may take a week, depending on how good your nurture process is, which means that the deals that come in on a sales call in Q3 or Q4 might have become leads today, which is why this is the thing I was talking about in the beginning of this episode. Q2 really sets the tone. The work you do in Q2 not only accelerates Q2 and in-quarter results, but also sets the foundation for you to crush your goals in Q3 and Q4 all the way to Q1 of next year. It builds momentum. There's this quotations that I always love when thinking about this. The best time to plant a seed for a tree was 100 years ago so that the tree could become a big thing. But the second best time is right now. So if Q1 didn't go well for you, all hope is not lost. The best time to start is right now. So you can start generating those leads, getting that attention, nurturing them, and turning them into real sales calls and actual trials, depending on whether you're doing a sales-driven motion or product-led motion. So if you're starting to see the power in this and thinking this way, can I just get a yes in the comments below? And also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that. Also, if you're in this stage where you have some revenues and you're really looking to figure out how do I get predictable revenue? How do I scale my revenues? How do I drive growth? How do I reduce the execution risk when I'm executing all these little pieces? Then you should check out my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. Inside of the program, I work with you to revamp your go-to-market strategy and put in all these systems so that you can accelerate growth. You don't have to go anywhere right now. I'll link to it below and also tell you more about it at the end of this episode. Right now, let's go to principle number 3 and then that bonus principle which ties all of this together. Also, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm if you haven't done so already. Put a lot of love into these videos and the YouTube algorithm just loves it when you do that. Principle number 3 is to establish a proper sales process. Now, this is also something that people don't think about. What is your sales process? How does a customer discover you? How do they become a sales opportunity? Well, that's the nurture and the pipeline coverage and you go to market motions. But once they become an opportunity, let's just say they get on a call or they start a trial in your product, the sales process starts. That's the process where you're demonstrating the product, but also differentiating yourself from the rest of the competition. Chances are if a user is buying, if a customer is buying, especially if you are selling into the mid-market or the enterprise, then they're not just gonna buy the first product they see, they're really going to evaluate which one's the best product for them. So will be looking at your competitors. This is where a proper sales process comes in. This is the process that turns trials and opportunities into real revenue. And you wanna be really thoughtful about establishing a proper process so you convert all of this pipeline to real revenue. And guess what? When you revamp your sales process, your win rate won't have to be just 20%. I've seen win rates upwards of 40%, 50%, 60% because the sales process is really dialed in. So you want to make sure you establish a proper sales process so that you can capitalize on Q2. And then I promised you a bonus principle, so let's go into that one. The bonus principle, and this is something that you can put into play right in Q2. Let's just say you didn't do enough lead generation in Q1 and you're like, TK, how am I going to hit my Q2 number? Well, the best place to start now is to start generating leads right now and start nurturing them and establishing your sales process. And then once you do that, you're starting to really make sure that the back end and the mid end of Q2 starts to shape up, but also you're starting to secure Q3 and Q4. This is why Q2 is so crucial. But the other thing you can do is you can go to your existing customers and you can upsell them or sell them the next thing that they need. The next thing is one of the most powerful phrases when it comes to sales and marketing, whether you're selling software or you're selling services or you're selling normal products. Once they use your product, once they get success with it, they're gonna need the next thing. The next thing could be the next tier of your platform. It could be an add-on in terms of services. It could be a deeper engagement. It could be a second product line. There could be any number of things that you can sell to them once they're happy customers. So what you wanna do is look at a list of your happy customers and figure out what's the next best thing our customers really need and how do we sell them on that, which will create even more opportunities for you to hit your revenue number. All right, so let's recap. This is why Q2 is so important. It sets the tone for the rest of the year. In a way, it's delayed gratification work. The work you do now is going to ensure not only do you start to build momentum now, but also really secures your future, the back end of Q2, Q3, and Q4, and Q1 as you go into next year, which I know seems so far away, but comes faster than you think. So principle number one is to figure out what your pipeline coverage is. So take your revenue number that you want to hit and 5x that. That's just the law of averages. So in order to generate $1, you need $5 worth of pipeline. That's how much attention you need to generate. And you need that scalable go-to-market machine so that you can actually generate that. Principle number two is establish a proper nurture process. As you launch your system for generating leads and awareness, you want to make sure you nurture those leads and properly turn them into real sales opportunities or trials. And then principle number three is to establish and revamp your sales process. When you look at your sales process, you should figure out, how do we differentiate ourselves? How do we price ourselves? How do we run the sales calls? And how do we ensure that we've collapsed the sales cycles while we're increasing win rates? All those things are optimized when you put in a proper sales process. And then finally, look at your happy customers and figure out what is the next best thing that they need. Upsell them on that, which will create even more pipeline so you can continue to grow and retain your revenue base. So now you know the 3 plus the bonus, so 4 principles that I learned the hard way to actually implement in Q2. When you do this now, not only will it accelerate your Q2, not only will it set the right foundation, it will also reap rewards going into Q3, Q4, and Q1 of next year and beyond. That's the power in this. Now, what you may not know is, TK, how do I actually figure out how to get this much pipeline? Well, you need a proper go-to-market machine. How do I establish my nurture process so that the leads that I generate don't just go into the ether and then go buy from my competition? How do I properly establish a sales process? Meaning, I'm getting these leads, I'm nurturing them, they're showing up, but I'm not winning deals. How do I win more deals? And how do I win those deals faster? This is why I created my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. Inside of this program, I help you revamp your entire go-to-market strategy across sales and marketing to help you accelerate growth and also to reduce the execution risk. A lot of times founders are like, look, I kind of know what I need to do. I can watch 400 episodes, but I need to do this now. I need the step-by-step instructions. I need to make sure I don't make the dumb mistakes. And that's why this program has been so successful. This is my 6th year running the program, and it's an incredible program. The way I work with you is we follow 3 core pillars. The first pillar is we really flesh out your ideal customer profile. Everyone thinks they have an ICP, which is totally fine, but when you follow my process, I follow a 29-point process to establish a proper ideal customer profile. Once you have that, that's the core foundation that really clarifies who we're going to be selling to. The second pillar we clarify is your manifesto. The manifesto is your messaging, it's your positioning. It even turns into your sales deck that you can incorporate into your sales process. This is super important because it helps you communicate your unique value, your unique sales proposition to your potential customers. Once you do these 2 things, you have your core go-to-market strategy. Then it's about the execution to generate that pipeline, to nurture them, and convert them to real opportunities that convert to revenue. I call this a Broadway show. A Broadway show is a consistent set of sales and marketing activities that'll teach you to run so you can generate pipeline and convert them to real revenues. It's an incredible program. If you'd like to work together, just go to tkkader.com/GTM. tkkader.com/GTM. Now, the better the fit, the better the results. So when you go to that page, you'll get all the details. If you'd like to work together, just fill out the little form and book a call. On the call, we'll figure out where you are, and if it's the right fit, then we're off to the races right away. So just go to tkkader.com/GTM. Now, if you got value from this video, which hopefully you did, if you're still watching, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that. If you have a fellow founder, if you have a team member, if you're a part of a Slack group or WhatsApp group of other founders that are looking to drive growth and would get value from this video and this channel, please share this video with them. It'll just mean the world to us. Also, I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business faster. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you inside the SaaS Go-to-Market coaching program. Take care, everybody. This guy just died. I bought it in 2021, so we're gonna be raw dogging this. Hopefully all the framing and everything works. Here's hoping for the best. And then Ian, you can work your magic on top of this thing. This is gonna be fun. All right, here we go. Oh, it's so weird not looking at the thing.